Hey friends, welcome to this video where I chat a little bit about my journey and the stuff I studied and stuff like that, as well as a couple of other things, and we'll check out Entelect Devday and what went down there, which should be cool. But before we get there, I would just want to say thank you for if you've been watching the videos up till now, maybe if you watched the last couple of videos. Just a big thank you. I hope it was valuable. I have received a lot of feedback and comments and stuff, so I really appreciate all of that. And yeah, please do keep them coming. As always, if there's any comments or any specific feedback to anything that you want to see or any questions, please always do send them to me or comment below. I'll be glad to try to include things that you would like to see. Thank you. The previous video that we did with Tabiso on recruitment for grads has seemed to spark a lot of conversation and discussion, so that's really good. On that I did manage to also chat to another one of our recruitment consultants. His name is Edwin and he deals with more experienced hires. So yeah, if you are more experienced in your career or you have a couple of years of experience, do stay tuned for that. That should be out on the channel after this video, so most likely in about a week. He does also give some good tips. He goes through some CV tips as well, so yeah, stay tuned for that. Again, thank you for the messages. I have received a couple of messages from people just asking for like help or guidance with their CV, with their career. So yeah, please bear with me. I will definitely reply to you if you have. I thought I'd just give a few words here just on that sort of aspect of like mentorship, or yeah, if you very new to your career, you're just starting out or you're still studying, hopefully this can kind of help you as well and just give a bit of guidance just on that initial part. So try to really focus on your studies, focus on understanding the content, understanding whatever it is you're studying. So, you know, whether it's computer science, programming, whatever the case is, just try to really understand what's going on. I encourage you to ask questions, ask a lot of questions, understand the basic principles, and try to always apply those principles to whatever it is you do. So whatever you build, maybe just keep those basic principles in mind. Principles like solid, like clean code, those kind of things, they can apply no matter what sort of programming or whatever you're building. It doesn't really matter as long as you kind of keep to those principles. Granted, some can kind of, in a sense, break them here and there, but yeah, that comes later. So just try to focus on keeping that awareness of those basics and fundamentals. You'll just build upon that as you go. And in saying understand everything, so I know in this time with AI, it's easy to just kind of churn out things, churn out code, for example. Like it's easy to build something and it works. I think it's important to, if you do use it to generate code or whatever, make sure you understand or at least know what it's doing, because that's how you're going to learn. When it's like a personal project where you maybe you're not doing it to learn per se, but you actually want to build something to solve a specific problem or whatever, it's easy just to kind of churn out the code, get it working, get it done, and then that's fine. In the commercial world or client projects or client work, it's a bit different in the sense that sure, you can use it, you can churn out code, you can get the feature, whatever it is done. The thing is that code or that application is going to be read by other developers other than yourself, and developers that will be there when you are long gone. If you don't code it in such a way as like we spoke about, the basic principles, the fundamentals, and make it readable and reusable, stuff like that, the next developer is going to have a really hard time to understand your work, understand what's going on. It may just be another developer on your team. So it's important to remember those things when you develop, that AI will churn out the code, but it's not always in the most readable or in the most logical or refactored in such a way that things are nicely like componentized in the sense that they're reusable and you know there's a logical flow, that kind of stuff, that kind of thing. So it's important to check the code and then do some refactoring if it needs to make it, you know, reusable, all those kind of things. When I say the next developer, it could even be you, because you'll create this feature, whatever, all good and well, and then a few weeks down the line, maybe there's a bug, maybe they need to enhance that feature, and it comes back to you. Now you may read it and not know what's going on, and then you're kind of stuck again. So yeah, I hope the point comes across. But yeah, make sure you understand what you code, whether you use AI or not. Again, keep those basic principles and fundamentals. And always watch videos. I hope these videos are useful, but yeah, there's plenty of people online that share some good advice for progressing in your career. I mean, if I just take that recent recruitment video to be so, where she shares some good advice on, you know, enhancing your soft skills or your power skills, as opposed to kind of just learning programming languages on end. It may seem like a trivial thing, but you'll find that a lot of people tend to overlook those things. So I think it's important to also like read articles, watch these kind of videos, take in bits of advice here and there, and yeah, put those pieces of advice to play. And then on top of that, do, as I said, ask questions. So you can ask people questions, but you know, as always, just be mindful of their time. Don't expect them to kind of give you an answer straight away. Let them get back to you when they can. Try to also formulate your question to be specific. So, you know, a question like, I'm starting my career, or I'm studying and I need some career advice. How do I be the best developer? Like, it's quite a broad question, you know, and there's a lot of information, a lot of things that you can answer to that. So try to make your question very specific and then let them answer that, and then you can always expand on that. But the more specific, I think, the better, the more likely you are to get a better directed answer than a too broad a question, if that makes sense. So I've been tracking my sleep more regularly nowadays, just because, yeah, I'm a slave to these discovery points every week. Discovery's just started with their sleep points, so, and you don't need the Oura Ring to do it only, so you can use your watch. I've used a Samsung watch and now an Apple Watch, and yeah, I do feel like, okay, well, the Samsung watch, I was using the Watch 4, so it was quite old. I do feel like the Apple Watch is far more accurate and far more reliable. Like the Samsung, it seemed to just leave out sometimes like an hour or two in the middle of the night. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. Also, I don't really fully understand how their scoring system works, because it differs to like the Apple Health sleep score compared to the Discovery sleep score. So I just need to find out more about that. Interesting to see. And yeah, these Discovery points really get you locked in, and to stop, that's another question. Next, let's check out Devday, which is kind of like an internal conference that Entelect hosts for their employees. The slogan is, it's done for intellectuals and it's done by intellectuals. I'll explain more in a bit, but yeah, make sure your speaker's on. Enjoy this intro to Devday. I'll kind of speak as we take a walk around.
Why would a company stop everything twice a year?
It's a celebration of the culture of Entelect.
Is to bring people from Entelect together.
Seeing some new people take the stage for the first time, massive audience, big moment for them as well.
You hear ideas you'd normally never hear.
Never been before, actually. Just learn a bunch of new cool things.
Connect with people outside of your team.
The closest that you'll ever get to a pure Entelect culture, with a full afternoon of learning cool tech things.
Whole bunch of talks, a theme that happens.
There's always the one talk that you're not expecting at all. That's really, for me, the cool part of it.
Projects which you could view that people are actually working on.
Usually we're solving some complex problems, or firefighting, or trying to bring some degree of sense to our customers' worlds.
But Devday is when we pause the hard work to invest in the people doing it.
The whole Entelect community getting together.
You leave feeling inspired.
To share ideas.
The interesting topics this year.
Hear different ideas.
The pizza and the Devday vibes.
Can I say the milkshakes?
Get out of the office, reconnect.
To reconnecting with friends from previous projects.
You have fun together, learn things together.
It's just always a good time.
I have no idea what to expect. I'm keen.
And this year is even bigger. It's a milestone. 25 years of sharing knowledge, a quarter century of intellect and growth not being optional.
Okay, Okay, so Devday is kind of like a mini conference that's hosted by intellectuals for the company of intellectuals, for people to practice their public speaking and for the rest of the company to learn about various things. The topics are they really range across many different things. Many can be technical or really non-technical, which is what's really great about these talks, is that, you know, there's always something for everyone and there's always something great to learn. One great thing about it is that there's a thing called Tech Accelerator, where the company gives a bit of budget and an opportunity for people to work on their own side projects. At Devday, they get to showcase some of the work that they've done, which is what you can see here with all the monitors and laptops and demos going on. Some really cool projects and really cool things that people have done. It's actually amazing now. And even more so now with AI, it's just really off the charts. A guy here named Alex, he created basically a whole kind of Draw.io, kind of extended it. So if you're interested to use something like that to draw shapes and all sorts of things with layers included, do check out Schema, so ske.ma, the website, and yeah, have a play around with it. I'm sure he'd be keen to hear your feedback if you have any. Is any other cool projects that spark your eye in the video, do let me know. And there's always great food, great pizza, as well as a few snacks, popcorn and sweets and stuff, and really nice vegan milkshakes and normal milkshakes. And at the end, it's also a great vibe where one of the social clubs that Entelect has, the music club or the Musos, they get to perform on stage.
Welcome to Devday.
Step 13, enjoy popular music.
Jump the charts again. Everything is awesome.
Oh my gosh, I love this song.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
I've been at the company for 3.5 years now, and fun fact...
The tech lead currently assigned to investing. We all know AI moves fast, right? Please give me a drum roll for Douglas Van Ruben!
Hello, Devday.
A Joburg girlie, born and raised. I remember back in the day, like 4 years ago, it was my first time driving and my first time traveling to Bits.
I'm young, and that's the shit over there.
Sometimes it's them, sometimes we have in-house DJs, so some of the intellectuals who do like to DJ, they also get to showcase their skills. And yeah, it's just a great vibe afterwards. Great way to reconnect with people, connect with other intellectuals who you may not have seen.
Yeah, everybody wants nuggets. So hi, I'm Matthew. I'm a recovering software developer. My favorite color is blue.
I think it's useful to just do a few sentences, a little introduction, everybody get to know you a little bit better, and touch on a bit of your personal.
Right. We've got an ordinary register here. They all
Because I've got some news to share with you today. I am very excited about this news. Let's get right into it.
Across teams, countries, and time zones. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday!
Especially great to connect with like previous teammates that you haven't seen in a while. Yeah, overall it's really such a great vibe. Great learning experience and just a good time. So I got a couple of cool smart lights. I have about 4. 3 of them I managed to get from a guy at work, which was really nice of him. But I managed to also get another one. But now the problem is all 3 have different apps, but it's fine. I can control them all in Google Home. Take a look at this one. It's really cool that you can control everything from the phones. In the background you can see this lamp has a bulb in it. So I can just switch it off there. If I switch it off, yeah, you can see it went off. And let me switch it back on. Now you can see it's on. But yeah, it's really cool that you can also customize the color, the brightness. You can choose color or you can choose white. So you can choose the more yellow, more white, and you can kind of choose the intensity of the light, so you can see it's getting quite intense, and you can see it dims at the back there, which is really cool. But anyway, that's all cool. But what I really do love about these is that you can do stuff like the automation aspect of it and put it on a timer to go off. You can put it on a timer to switch on at certain time, all sorts of things like that. You can have a schedule. Haven't added any, but yeah, that's cool. You can also do this, yeah, this is quite cool, biorhythms. And like if you wake up, it can kind of slowly, gradually turn on, stuff like that. If you've ever tried any, but yeah, it's definitely once you get them and once you try to become somewhat addicted, or it just becomes really cool and you want to see what other stuff you can do. But something that I also have is this Xiaomi robot vacuum. It's also hooked into that Xiaomi app because I do have one smart light, or the Xiaomi smart bulb. I thought I should do like a review video on it. It's not a super fancy one, but it really works well and I really love it. So yeah, maybe I'll do a review on it, just a short video, just to kind of highlight the benefits, or yeah, what it really does well and stuff. So if you're keen for that, do let me know. Or if you're looking to buy one of these robot vacuums, do let me know. They are really good. Alright, so I thought I'd just discuss a bit about my journey, maybe throughout while I speak on it. I can just share a few tips and things as we go. So I started off studying a degree, honors degree in IT, Info Technology. So the degree was called the BIT, Bachelor of Infotech, from University of Pretoria, Tux. It combines subjects like informatics, computer science, information science, also a lot of maths, mathematical modeling, stuff like that. As you obviously advance through the years, certain modules drop off and it becomes more focused on informatics, computer science. I'm sure most people know of the 370, so that dreaded project, third year project, but it was good. We did our project was on a nursery school, which they didn't really have any sort of computerized system, so yeah, it was a good opportunity. And it was literally, yeah, right across from the university, so that was quite nice. Anyway, it included honors, did honors as well, which was good. And then I do remember I struggled a lot to find a job. I applied, I actually went through some emails, trying to clean out some of the emails, but anyway, I saw how many applications and emails that I had sent. It must have been a good 80 to 100, probably more emails, applications that I applied to. It was just difficult to find a job, so I know the struggle. Just keep applying. It can be difficult, it can be, it can be like disappointing. Just gotta not take it personally and just keep applying. Thing to mention, I think at that point I was applying more for business analyst jobs, surprisingly. Didn't know if I wanted to do more like going to coding, going to business analyst sort of roles, but so I just chose BA applications or a lot of like graduate programs, but try my luck applying for a lot of BA roles. I remember doing a couple of interviews as well, but I didn't quite make it. And I'm actually glad, because I don't think I would have enjoyed business analysis. I guess it worked out for the better. But don't be disheartened. Just keep applying. It is difficult. You may think you've done 20 applications, it's a lot, it's not a lot. Some people get it in 5 applications, some people get a job in 20. It just depends. So all I can say is just keep applying. Use sites like OfferZen, use LinkedIn for job adverts, stuff like that. Use those to your advantage. Anyway, I ended up just working a couple of odd jobs here and there, and not kind of related to what I studied. Yeah, just had to do what I had to do, I suppose. I also then was studying something else. I was lucky enough to study my pilot's license as well, but yeah, that's a story for another video. Eventually, I managed to get an interview at the CSIR, so it was a research-based position. So I managed to get in there, and it was more research / programming was part of it. So research was in a specific area. I stayed there for a few years. I managed to do my master's with them as well, which was really good. Did that through UKZN. Part of the master's was to build an application. I won't go into the details, but yeah, it was a Java-based application at the time. I guess that's where I got my first, well, not first, but like I got a lot more into coding then. I do remember looking at the code sometime later and thinking, wow, it was really, I mean, it did the job, but yeah, it was not well written, not readable, not reusable. It was just bad. Yeah, on the front it worked, so that's all that mattered. I managed to do that, and yeah, it was nice that I got my master's through that as well. I learned a lot there, so it was good. I think my contract was ending there, so I needed to find like a new job. So then that's when I actively started applying for more software development roles, software engineer roles. At the time, I think OfferZen had started, or so I put my profile up on there, and yeah, it was really amazing. Like, their platform is really good. So I definitely advise you, if you are looking for developer or tech jobs, do check out OfferZen if you haven't. If you need a link or anything, do let me know. Through OfferZen, I managed to get a job at a fintech company, small fintech company in Cape Town. I made the move, and it was a really interesting job, or interesting stuff that we did there. Wow, I really learned a lot there, because being a small company, being in fintech and across a few different sort of applications, you really have to do a lot of different things. It was a really great learning curve, and the guys there were also really smart and built really cool things. Really good. I think it was a really good break for me as well, in a sense of, yeah, managing to get that job. And then kind of, yeah, I really progressed well, I think, there. Then fast forward a couple of years. Oh, actually, just to mention, before, when I was applying with OfferZen as well for this job, I actually also applied to Entelect at the time. Did the interview as well, but didn't make it. I mean, I do know why I didn't make it, because, yeah, as I said, like, my code that I'd written as part of my master's at the time didn't follow the good principles, the fundamentals, stuff like that. That was a lot of what my interview was on, was those fundamentals. Yeah, looking back in hindsight, I kind of understand why I didn't get in at that point. Needless to say, after that, I did do a bit of like refinement, more familiar with those fundamentals and stuff before I interviewed again at other places, like the place where I got the job. So I really emphasize, I really think it's important to focus on those basics, focus on those fundamental principles, because they will apply across the board. Fast forward a few years working there, then a friend of mine from university, he had actually started working a couple of years before me. He had been to a few different companies and had now, or recently at the time, moved to Entelect. Chatted to him on and off, and yeah, he was really enjoying it, really enjoying the culture, the people. I remember thinking to myself, for him to tell me, or just for him to tell me that out of all the places he's been, he was the most happiest there, was really enjoying like all aspects of the job and the work there. But it got me intrigued again, and so he referred me in. It's a good way when you know people. Yeah, if you have experience and do feel like you want a change or anything, yeah, feel free to reach out to me at any time. We can have a chat and yeah, see if you would like to send in your CV or whatever the case is. I did the technical kind of assessment, which is a take-home thing. That was good, all fine. Did an interview with the recruitment consultant, that was good. and then did the technical interview, which also I think it went well. Well, it must have went well, because then managed to get the job then. Been there ever since. Say that I do love the people we work with. I love the culture, love the attitude of everyone, and just how things are done. It's really good. It's really progressive for your career. It's progressive not only for your career, but progressive for you as a person. I'm sure you've heard many people say that they've grown a lot. Growth is not optional, is one of their key things. It's a good place to grow, a good place to learn, and a great place to kind of meet like-minded and intelligent, good people and work with such people, which is really important. That's also one thing which I realize, is that the nature or the content of the work that you do, it matters to an extent or to a degree, but for me, it's more about the people you work with, how you get on with them and your team, as opposed to what you kind of work with. Naturally, you don't want something too unchallenging in your work, but as long as that's kind of there, the next best thing is definitely the people that you kind of are surrounded with on a daily basis. I think it makes a really big difference. So some tips along the way that maybe I can give. One thing which I also did at the time when I was applying for jobs through OfferZen. So I was kind of without work for a couple of months. So in that time, I was trying to learn a bunch of programming languages, trying to cover like as many as I could, do as many tutorials as I could, online tutorials, because I was applying for different jobs. So I was applying for, say, like a Java developer position, a C# developer, a PHP developer position. So it's like, if I need a job and I'm going to apply for all these different things, I need to kind of know a little bit about each of these languages. I was just trying to learn every single one. I also had the mindset of, let me try to learn every single one, then on my CV I can kind of list all these different languages. My biggest tip there would be, don't worry, do not do that. Don't try to learn every single language. Focus on a couple. So focus on a back-end language, a front-end language. Learn about those languages and get good at those languages. And as I said, learn the fundamentals, etc. If you find yourself in a new project on a different language, that's when you will learn it, and you will learn as you go. So don't worry too much about trying to know every single language and trying to know. A big thing for me was like, how do you know which language to use? Let's say you have to build something. How do you know which one to use? Again, there's so many different ways, so many different things that you can do. As they say, there's many ways to do it. There's not a perfect right way to do it. You may pick a certain language that you know and do it. After some research, you'll find that, actually this language is more suited, so then you'll pivot and go that way. So anyway, the point is, don't try to learn every single thing. Just try to focus on one or two, get good at those. Don't be afraid if you end up in a different project that's different stack to what you're used to. You will learn as you go. You will learn as you do it. Not that difficult. It's just a matter of syntax, stuff like that. Also, I did do a couple of videos just highlighting some junior developer tips that I would give to myself if I was a junior. If you haven't watched that, and there's also an article that I wrote as part of that video, but if you're keen to check that out, do check that out, either here or here. Another very important point which I would say is focus on soft skills as well. I know as developers, we try to focus a lot on the technical aspects like programming languages, frameworks, blah, blah, blah. And we don't give enough time to developing our soft skills, working with people, speaking to clients, speaking to like in meetings. Those kind of things can really set you apart from other people, because we can all learn all these technical things. Like it's all just in textbooks or whatever the case is that you can learn, but these soft skills, they go a long way in developing relationships, developing good relationships with clients, with potential clients, and also with working with people. Like, sure, we're going to be behind our computers doing code things for a lot of the time, but there is a lot of interaction with your team, with other people, with stakeholders, all sorts of things. So you do need to have some degree of good soft skills, and as Tabiso mentioned, power skills. I think those are just as, if not more important than the technical skills. Definitely worth looking into and developing, enhancing. Again, does come with experience, but the more you are aware of it, the more you'll be able to grow and progress them. think those are the two main tips I'd give. As I said, the other video with the Jnr Developer tips, and actually it's titled Jnr Developer tips, but I feel like it's good tips for whatever stage you're at your career, because sometimes certain of those tips, we just need that reminder and that awareness brought to it. Yeah, if you are looking for tips, do check that out. Yeah, I hope it's useful. I hope this has been useful and not too much of a ramble. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Thanks for watching. I do hope, as always, it's useful and insightful, and yeah, please do leave your comments and everything below, and yeah, I'd love to hear from you. I just recently started using source control or Git on VS Code. I have been using a couple of other applications like Git extensions, using it in Visual Studio, but yeah, I do find VS Code is a lot easier, so I thought I'll maybe just showcase some of that in the next video. Might be useful just to see the comparison between the different UIs of each one. So stay tuned for that, and next week do stay tuned for Edwin's video on experienced hires. I'll see you in the next one.